Everybody, and welcome to a little math short from College Math. Today I'm going to talk to you about the fractal structure of our ChangeMaker Lab. First of all, let's do a little review of what a fractal is, and for that I'm going to go to the web for a minute and give you our canonical example. The Sierpinski triangle. I talk about this a lot, and it's one of the most classic examples of a fractal. For our purposes today, you just need to understand two key things. Number one is that fractals are self-similar. Self-similar means that the whole is made up of little pieces of itself. So each piece looks like the whole thing. Likewise, the whole thing looks like each of its little pieces. And you can kind of see that as an example here in the Sierpinski triangle because it's a triangle made up of triangles. It's actually fun to see this in an illustrated manner, and Catherine from Gleam Math here has a nice post about fractals in which she offers us this animated GIF. I love animated GIFs. And you can see that when you zoom in on this beautiful triangle, it's made up of little triangles, and when you zoom in on each of those, it's made up of little triangles, and so on and so forth, and that's what self-similarity means. And the other thing you need to know is scales. And what scales are is like, what kind of scope are we talking about when we're discussing something? Is it like a telescope scale, the astronomical scale? Is it a microscope scale where we're zooming in on something tiny? And as you can see, the more we zoom in on this triangle, no matter how much we zoom in, it always looks like the same thing. Because fractals are self-similar, it allows them to showcase the same looking thing no matter which scale you talk about, whether it's the biggest scale or small scale or anything in between. Okay, so that was just a quick review of fractals, and now we're going to start to talk about the fractal structure of the ChangeMaker Lab. Here you can see those two key words that I'd like you to focus on: self-similarity, the whole has the same shape as one of its parts, and scale, the extent or range of view, which is to say the scope of the matter. Okay, so let's talk about what we're doing in the ChangeMaker Lab, and I know that we just started the program and everything's new, and so here you are. Your one happy smiling face. The scale that we're seeing right here is the individual scale of just one person coming and joining us in our lab. So what are we going to do here? This is team entrepreneurship, so we're going to form a team. So the next level of scale is taking individuals like yourself and forming a group of them. And so one example will be your project team. Let's say that you have a great idea for a problem that you want to address, something that you see in society and you'd like to help make a change in the world, and so you rally together, you give a pitch to the program, and you form a team, and your team has, let's say, 7 people in it. Here you can see that I took that smiley face and I actually drew a smiley face made out of smiley faces because I wanted to exemplify the self-similar concept from fractals. So going from the individual scale to the next level up, the team scale, we have a happy face made up of happy faces. That's your project team. Okay, what are we going to do next? Next, we're going to get into groups of people, diversified collections of people, and we're going to call that a team company. Now, because each person in the team company is involved in a project themselves, that's why I'm representing each dot of this smiley face as a group of smiley faces. So basically what I did is I took the smiley face which comprises your project team, and I took that and I shrunk it down. And then I made 7 copies of that, and I rearranged those copies to be a face of faces. That's because your team company is a team of teams. Now, each individual in the team company is there to discuss something, learn something, engage in dialogue, and that person's presence in the team company is a representation of them in a way in their project work. So that's why each of those circles has a bunch of smiley faces in it, because when you bring an issue to team company, what you're really doing is you're being a representative for your project team, and you're asking that question to the team company on behalf of your project team. And the project teams are incredibly diverse so that we can get all of that good brainstorming and dialogue going on, and we can use all of our diverse tacit knowledge to come up with some innovative solutions to your issues. That's why your team company is a team of teams. Okay, now what would happen if I took this smiley face and I copied it, I shrunk it down, and I made a smiley face out of these smiley faces? What would that look like? That would be a team of teams of teams. And that's what we are collectively as the ChangeMaker Lab here at the Evergreen State College. Is our ChangeMaker Lab program is just that. We're going to have more than one team company. In fact, this quarter I believe we'll have 5 team companies. Well, let's say that we had enough people to make 7 team companies. Each of those team companies is a team of teams. And so together we are a giant smiley face program, which is a team of teams of teams. There's that self-similarity again. And there you can see us hopping up to the next scale. We went from an individual to a project team to a team company full of teams, and then we're doing teamwork and forming a team of team companies. What would happen if I took this smiley face and I shrunk it down and I made a smiley face out of that? Well, that would be the analogy of us taking ourselves as the ChangeMaker Lab and looking out into the world and asking, is there anyone else doing this? Is there anyone else practicing this wonderful Teaming Academia method around the world? Yes, there is. The Mondragon Team Academy, for example, that you can see in my logo above, is one of many different universities and colleges around the world practicing this method. So what if we took what we're doing and we did a blast out internationally to see if anyone wanted to collaborate with us? That would be the global scale. The next scale up is to take our team of teams and go and reach out to others who are doing the same thing. And let's say that there's 7 out of the many that there actually are, 7 different universities internationally, which all get together and want to collaborate with each other to further diversify and increase the amount of tacit knowledge that we bring to our collaborations. Wow, that would be a team of teams of teams of teams. I guess the world is just teeming with teams. I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. I love puns. Well, I hope that this video has helped you to understand fractals a little better and how that relates to the structure of our ChangeMaker Lab and the power that we can use to affect the entire world through the wonderful practice of collaboration.